Your Ladyship, Madam Chief Justice, Your Ladyship, Madam Deputy Chief Justice, Your Ladyship, and my Lords of the Supreme Court. The petition that was filed by the first petitioner, to recap it, was a very simple, by the second petitioner, I think we are the second petitioner as amended, was very limited to a legal issue. It was, what was the position vis-a-vis the election and the role of the commissioners? Now, yesterday, and I think Justice Lenola said something about tweeting and stigmatizing, but in a nice way. When this petitioner came, and I had said it in my opening address, and yesterday Mr. Ngatia said, senior counsel said something very, very, I mean, it's our country. He said, this is one country that even the humble can go to the top. But there was a caveat that seems to have been missed out. If you are a normal, humble person who comes to challenge a presidential election as required by the law, you still get targeted as being a surrogate, because that was repeated 3 times. So there seems to be caveats in these things that we don't seem to know about. Yesterday, my lady, Justice Njoki, asked a very direct question. What is the role of these 6 commissioners and the chairman? Because we seem to be getting in a very empirical chairman. This morning, we got absolutely no idea, except the court was taken to Section 11A and B of the Iebc Act. We were told nothing more. From what I can now see is that these 6 commissioners are supposed to be flower girls and page boys at a wedding, with the chairman being the bride or the bridegroom, as the case may be. That surely was not the intention of the Constitution. It appears that that's because I was actually waiting for that answer just as much as your lordship and lordships and ladyship there was nothing given. Please go to 11A. That's all you were told. We have an umpire, and I'll use it in the cricket term because in football it's called referee. But here in the cricketing terms, it's called an umpire. It is supposed to be an independent umpire. But I heard some I was a bit surprised yesterday when I heard words like shock and awe tactics. And surprisingly, the shock and awe tactics actually came out in one of the protagonists, the ones, the protagonists of We've Won, and that was in one of the affidavits. And these are the direct words that an umpire is using. So how is this umpire as independent as they are claiming to be? That is my client's case, that we need an independent body. The second one, we were told by the umpire, get over it, quote, unquote. We were told by one of the protagonists, move on. If there has been a breach of a constitutional, and as it has been our submission, Article 138, 3C, if there is a breach, do we just move on? That's what we are being told. Forget the transgressions that anybody is doing. Justice Lenola, in the opening day after the petitioners had made some submissions, asked a question which I didn't see anybody answering. He asked a question regarding Regulation 87.3, where he had stated that if it should be struck down, but it's already been done. So, that was the regulation which was in place.